Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from where you're from. Welcome to ThatSpaceDogeGuy, and we welcome you towards today's coverage of Starship Flight 13. Still pending on the propellant load go from SpaceX, but everything looked good. The weather looks way better than what we had yesterday with that small hurricane there, but right now we're currently just a little under 40 minutes to go until launch of Starship. If you're new here, I am Cad, the co-founder of TSDG. Aiden is currently behind the scenes right now. Hello, Aiden.
Can you talk? Hello. Okay. Hello, everyone.
He's currently also running the stream, so he won't be talking during the entire stream. I'm going to be your host for today's coverage of Flight 13. Still setting things up, everything looking good. SpaceX hasn't said anything about if they're go for propellant load, so I don't know if they're just going to skip that or what is happening. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we're still awaiting on that final verdict of their go for propellant loads. Everything looks good. Tower vent has started, so that means that that gives us good signs that they're go for propellant load, but SpaceX hasn't said anything, but we're not going to jump to conclusions right at this moment. Yeah. Yeah, I saw. The countdown on the website is still going, so that's a good sign that everything is still go. They may just skip the post. So we should be seeing propellant load on both the vehicles here. We have some we have some other sources as well, giving us better confirmation that propellant load has begun. I am currently looking at everything I have for today's launch. Yeah. Okay. I guess I don't think Max is going to be joining us today, everyone. Sad day for all of us. You're so upset. Yeah, it doesn't look like SpaceX is gonna say anything. Oh! Okay, they just skipped the tweet. They just said that propellant load has begun. They just skipped the tweet in general. So they are, I'm assuming that means we're go for propellant load. If they're starting propellant load. SpaceX, you scared us. That tells us that they were going for propellant load. That SpaceX, what? Yeah. Countdown is still going. So if you were there during our last attempt of Flight 13, you saw there were two other attempts. That includes, during the first attempt, there was, they aborted it right at ignition, which was the first time Starship aborted ignition, if you didn't see that. And then we had yesterday, but due to a small cell, we're not going to say hurricane because it was a small cell, really, but it's kind of like a hurricane. It was going through Texas, and it wasn't going through Brownsville, thankfully, but cloud cover from that hurricane, though, did get over, and SpaceX said they could not launch if there was too much of a cloud cover because they want to examine the vehicle during maximum aerodynamic pressure. So that means that we see that there are no clouds in the sky at the moment. So looking good. SpaceX says propellant load has begun, so that's a good sign that we are looking good for today's launch. This is the third attempt of Flight 13 and the second flight of Starship version 3. If you also know, SpaceX plans to attempt to make this vehicle fully reusable. They have already tried catching the booster 3 times. That was during Flight 5. 6 did have a... Flight 6 was going to be a catch attempt, but you may already know Booster 13 just decided not to. And during Flight 7, they caught Booster 14. Flight 8, they caught Booster 15. And there's been no catch since Flight 8. So today's mission is not going to be a catch, but if you do know that they do plan on making this a fully reusable rocket. So SpaceX has also the upper stage that will be caught with the same arms the vehicle uses to catch the booster. So today's flight is also planned to be possibly the last suborbital flight of Starship. So this is a very big day. If this mission does successful, if they get that in-space relight, if they get basically close, like less than a meter from the landing target, then I think SpaceX has a good shot at probably either... There are 2 things that could happen during Flight 14. 1, they could either go for a catch at either Pad 1 or Pad 2. I don't know how they're going to do what they're going to do, but the plan is that they are going to either catch the booster and ship at Pad 2 and like try to destack the booster, or they're going to catch one at one tower and catch one at the other tower because they have 2 towers. That is a possibility for Flight 14 or Flight 15, or they are either going to attempt a landing in the Gulf. With that. If the booster does land today, most likely Flight 14 will be a booster catch, but if the ship does very well, next flight could either be a ship catch or landing in the Gulf. It depends on how SpaceX is, how confident they are about, with Starship and returning it. I think they're probably going to go for land in the Gulf because they need to prove the capability that they could land right over, they can re-enter actually over Mexico, my bad. They can re-enter over Mexico because that's the re-entry corridor for the mission. So they're either going to do that or they're going to go for catch next flight. But Elon says that they, after 2 successful landings in the Indian Ocean, they're going to go for a catch, but we're not going to speculate until SpaceX says otherwise. So we're going to see. If you didn't know, also Flight 12 was the inaugural flight. Oh, there you can see some frost. If you didn't know, the last flight, Flight 12 was the inaugural flight of version 3 and the first flight from Pad 2. During that, I'm going to give you a little recap here. During Flight 12, I almost said Flight 13. Oh my goodness. Flight 12, that it launched successfully. Did see an engine go out during the ascent of the booster. But even if an engine does go out today, don't worry. The vehicle can survive with 1 or even 2 engines out on the booster during ascent. I did see that, yes. But after MECO or most engines cut off, SpaceX calls that. It's usually called main engine cutoff on Falcon 9 or any other rocket. Most engine cut because they shut down all but 5 engines. Was it 5? It was 5 engines, right? 5 engines. And so then they separate stages, and we saw something we never seen. They tried to relight all 33 engines. SpaceX says that was the plan, though. They were going to so we're going to see a 33 engine boost back here today, everyone. The reason why they weren't able to get all 33 engines to relight, it looked like during the flip for hot stage, it was very aggressive, to like 90 degrees in just like a few seconds, which before the vehicle was able to handle because it was very slow, but you want to turn your vehicle as fast as you can for a boost back, so you can get as much performance as you need. So it does appear that they tried flipping it and that did not go as planned. It was probably a combination of fuel sloshing, igniter issues. It was a combination of a lot of things during that boost back burn. And then they were able to relight almost all 33 engines, and then they just started all shutting down. Because there were so many issues. So then they aborted that, and Booster 19 did crash into the Gulf. And with the ship also, the ship successfully hot stayed. They did experience one artifact shutdown, but the vehicle made it all the way through the ascent portion. They did abort that in-space relight, so we're going to be seeing that today. They successfully deployed some dummy links and also Dodger dogs, not to be confused with baseball team if you are American. If you're from LA, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, but yeah, they deployed the Dodger dogs. Those have cameras on them, and they're able to get some beautiful feed. Today, SpaceX is going to be launching some dummy satellites, but also operational satellites for Starlink version 3. Though they are not going to go to orbit, they are going to deorbit on the same trajectory Starship is on right now, but they're going to deploy from the Starship, and then they're going to connect to ground stations in Africa, like Madagascar and some portion of Africa, because that's really all Starship is going to be flying over during that time. They're going to try to communicate. They're going to communicate also with Starlink version 2. The Starlink version 2 satellites that are currently in orbit, the V2 minis, that are currently in orbit as we speak. Well, SpaceX webcast started. But I'm going to keep talking here, guys. Yeah. And so then after that, they're going to deorbit as planned, but we are going to see probably, there's also some cameras on them, so we're going to get some beautiful views. We're probably even going to get better views because these are operational Starlink V3s, but as I said, they are not going to be for the main constellation. They are just going to be demonstrations for future flights. But these are real Starlink V3 satellites that will be used on future flights for the Starlink constellation. So no, you cannot like go on your phone and then just you cannot go on your phone and then like connect to a Starlink V3 satellite in orbit for like in Africa or Madagascar and stuff. Like no, it doesn't work like that. But anyways, as we're preparing for today's launch of Starship Flight 13, the third attempt, if you have any questions also, please feel free to put them in the chat. We would love to answer them. And yeah, like I said, I will absolutely love to answer them. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll try my best to get any question I can answer. Yes, I see that, yes. But, yeah, this is a historic flight today. This is probably going to be the last suborbital flight. The goal today is, SpaceX's main goal is to get data, but the main goal is to try to get, get better ascent, because trying to get the booster to land, hopefully all 6 engines will go during the ascent period for today's flight. That's the goal, to get all engines on, especially on the ship. They need to get all 6, but even last time they did prove that they did have engine out capability. Goal is to get through re-entry, go and deploy those Starlink V3s. Yeah, so very, very, very big day here. We're just currently T-minus just a little over 25 minutes to go until launch of Flight 13. Propellant load has started on both the ship and booster. You can see there on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see a propellant load diagram that we've just introduced. But also on the right side, you can see the tank farm there from that drone shot. That's the tank farm that holds our propellant. There's Dan Hute, the most W guy on Earth. I had to make that joke. I'm sorry. And Phasey, if this is a message to you. If you curse this, you're fired. I'm joking. Or am I? I'm kidding. We love Phasey. Everyone loves Phasey. Anyway, yeah, as I said, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. We would absolutely love to answer them. And also, we'd like to thank Aiden in the back channel, who is currently running today's stream. He is currently actually on a vacation, if you did see, during yesterday's Love March 3B, which I did not get any sleep last night, because, like the night before, because like things were crazy. Starship launched that day, and then Starship did not launch yesterday, but Aiden is in China right now. He witnessed his favorite rocket launching, so we're currently trying our best. He is not home at the moment, so he is trying to run the stream from China. Yeah. And we'd also like to thank Har the Rocket for allowing him to do this, because Har the Rocket, which is, if you didn't know, he's head of TSDG China. We'd like to thank him so much for allowing this. We, by bottom of my heart, we'd like to thank him so much. But yeah, Aiden will be back soon. But Aiden will be back soon, back in his home place. Am I allowed to say where you're from? Yeah, I know. From the Netherlands. I had to make sure. I didn't know if Aiden was fine with that. Yes, the country I want to visit soon. Anyways, yeah, it is cool. But yeah, if you didn't know, Max, I don't know, he was gonna make it, but then he didn't. So Max is not here. So you guys are stuck with me. We're coming here on Engine Chill. Also, I'd like to... Does anyone like this new UI that we were able to get? Anyone like this new UI? Can we get a rating on this? I need to make sure. Fazy, make your rating. Give us the Fazy rating. We need to see if you guys like this new UI that we were able to get. Fazy approved? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. As we're currently counting down to Starship, Flight 13. Everything is looking good on SpaceX's side. Looking at no issues. Per SpaceX says that there are no issues at the moment. So we're looking good for launch of Flight 13 of Starship. The Ship 40 and Booster 20. You guys actually want to know something? I feel like they blew up B-18 on purpose so everything could be matched up. Hear me out. Ship 39 and Booster 19, they both end in 9. Ship 40, Booster 20, they both end in 0. Hear me out. Literally. They both end in 0, so it would make sense. They blew up B-18 on purpose. Hear me out, guys. I think it's something they could have. No, I'm joking. They didn't blow up B-18 on purpose. No, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, but yeah, I love how it's just matched up. The last number of the stacks are just like B-19. Of course, when Starship becomes reusable, that won't be a thing. But I just think it's I think this is a fun temporary thing. They both. Okay, want to go? We could probably go ahead and exit that out once engine chill. Because no one really cares about the stuff. You'll know when that happens. Fazy, I'm still waiting for that Fazy approved. Okay, Fazy is gone. Sad day, everyone. Fazy is gone. Unless, oh my goodness. Yeah. They did explain the issue during the attempt. 4 of Starbase's engines aboard Starship. The issues with their aux turbo pump on our launch attempt last week. So, okay, now we know the issue, why they aborted, everyone. It was an aux turbo pump. If you don't know what that means oxygen turbo pump. In space terms, you usually call aux, but if you want it, oxygen or liquid oxygen is what it usually is, but the aux turbo pump appeared to have failed on 4 of the engines. So that's something, like I said, you just gotta learn, because imagine if this issue happened during, let's say, the landing burn or boost back, like the aux turbo pump. Now they can innovate the Raptor 3 engines to, they can innovate them so then the aux turbo pump doesn't have this issue again. That's the best part about testing. Okay. But yeah, as you're talking about, yeah. So we're just a little over 20 minutes to go until launch of Starship Flight 13. Aiden, I want to know, I know they can't really hear you, but how excited are you? I'll tell them. He's very extremely excited. Younger. Yeah. 20 minutes to go until launch. Holy cow, is this our tracking cam? Awesome, everyone. We got a tracking camera. Got tracking camera, everyone. Look at that. We're gonna get some beautiful views, everyone. We did have issues during our last stream that we weren't able to get a tracking shot, but we were able to fix those issues. So we're gonna be in for a show, everyone. I think is this really our first tracking camera, actually? Really one of our... Yeah, this is our first live tracking camera, everyone. Who's the operator again? Oh, is it Julian? Yes, this is Julian. Everyone, can we get W for Julian? This is from... I forgot the last name, but this is from Julian's camera here. She's gonna be... is it she or he? Is it she or he? I forgot. Mute. Sorry, everyone. We'd like to thank Julian for giving us these beautiful views of Starship. Oh, we got another one. Our cameras are becoming operational, everyone. Let's go. This is gonna be awesome, everyone. The entire TSDG Starbase team, Aiden, and just everyone, we have worked really hard to give us these views of Starship. And here we go. This is gonna be awesome. We got some close-up shots and then we got some far-away tracking shots here. Look at that. And as I said, if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We will answer them as fast as we can. We're to my... and to our best of our ability. And 17.5 minutes to go until flight 13 with ship 40 and booster 20. Oh goodness, that's nice. Where can I get that shirt? I need it. Anyways, Em says something in the back channel I cannot repeat. We're just gonna ignore that. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Continuing on. Thanks. That's Richard from BC Stargazer. You're welcome, BC Stargazer. We are absolutely... our team has worked really hard on getting this, so thank you for the support, though. Thank you for the support. And no, I'm not one of those we're not one of those streamers that are gonna ask you to like or subscribe. No, we're not one of those. Do it. Only do it if you feel like it. Just if you feel like that you like what you're seeing, feel free. I'm not gonna be mad. Yeah. And yeah, as I said, we do not... Just do it if you feel like you want to support TSDG with our goal of bringing rocket launches around the world to you. We're just 16 minutes to go until launch of Flight 13. Cameras from our TSDG Starbase team and our partners. There's the ship 40 decal. If you didn't know, that was actually not there before. I think this is going to get... Hopefully this will give us good luck. It's like I'm talking to someone because you're muted on stream. It probably seems like I'm talking to a ghost. Very. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, there it is. It looks like it's opening its mouth. Until after stream, right? Until after live view, sorry. After launch, yeah. Okay. Okay. And video. Will we be able to get hot staging shot? Okay, let's see everyone. We're gonna try our best. We're gonna go as far as we can. It's probably gonna be. Oh goodness. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. I'm mostly listening to SpaceX, but yeah. I've talked about mostly everything, so I don't really know what to talk. We're just gonna have everyone listen into pad audio. We'll be back at T minus 5-ish minutes, around 5-ish minutes before launch of Flight 13. Enjoy the pad audio. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hello, everybody. We are back for Flight 13. Everything is looking good for launch. We're just 5 minutes to go. SpaceX says they're tracking no issues on the pad, vehicle, range, and weather. So we're looking good for launch today. Yes. Currently green at the moment. We're just around 4.5 minutes to go until launch. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we're going to talk about here at T-minus 1 minute. If SpaceX does say they do need to hold, they're going to hold at T-minus 1 minute. Then, but if once they're good, or if they're tracking no holds, then they will resume that countdown or just go through it in general. Then we're going to see the GSSS activate at around T-minus 20 seconds. And then at around T-minus 10 seconds, we're going to see that deluge system activate. At T0, engine ignition and excitement guaranteed. But that does not end there. SpaceX's stream countdown just lagged. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, at around T plus, 1 second. At T plus 58 seconds, we're going to see max Q. That is actually further into the T plus count than last time. This means probably they're going to do a lower engine throttle. At 2 minutes 18 seconds, we're going to see MECO, most engines cut off, and then followed 3 seconds later by hot staging, boost back burn startup at 4 seconds later, and then boost back burn shutdown just 3 seconds later. Booster will start its landing burn at 6 minutes 27 seconds. The landing burn will shut down at T plus 6 minutes 53 seconds. Engine SECO, or second stage engine cutoff, or ship engine cutoff, will happen at 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Then we're going to see the payload deploy demo at 16 minutes and 40 seconds. And then we're going to see that Raptor in-stage relight at 38 minutes, around just a little bit, 39 minutes into the flight. And we're going to see re-entry at around 47.5 minutes. And then we're going to see that landing burn at T plus 1 hour, 5 minutes into the flight. And then we expect to see an excited landing 20 seconds after that. Okay. Wait, we won't, or we will? Okay. It's fine. Okay, we're minute and 47 seconds until launch of Flight 13. Tracking no issues on Starship and Super Heavy. 3 and come here and TVC checkouts are confirmed.
Actuators to ensure that those
TVC wiggles
and the inner radius as well have the ability to steer the rocket.
Yep, super cool to see how fast those move. I mean, in flight, it's amazing to see how it steers the vehicle.
A minute and 10 seconds. Okay. Let's see. Yep, we're going through it. Going through T-minus 1. No holds. Here we go. So we're going to listen in here. T-minus 40 seconds. So we're going to listen in. Go Starship. Go Flight 13. Go Booster 20. Go Ship 40. And here we go. Godspeed. 30 seconds. You have confirmation LD is go for launch, by the way.
it'll go towards the bottom of your frame. We do that by lighting the engines in a slightly staggered sequence.
So next event, we're going to see hot staging or and booster engine cutoff, or in most standing by for hot staging of Starship here. Hot staging here in the next couple of seconds. Here we go.
All but 5 engines
confirmation
down.
For stage separation.
6.
Oh my goodness, we're getting live views. Wow. And 33 engines are on. There we go. Boost back burn started 33, and now we're down to the
initially. Now we're down to 13. We're seeing 6 out of 6.
Now we're down to 13 engines, seeing 6 engines on ship. Holy cow! Now down to 3 Raptor engines. This is a sequence here, and then boost back burn shutdown. That's a successful boost back burn for the Super Heavy booster.
It was one of the key objectives we didn't have on the last flight. And we've got 6 engines lit on the ship.
6 engines on ship are running. There we go.
All right, so that's the first of 2 burns.
Next event's landing burn.
The booster's going to be doing to kind of send it back towards us.
Around 6.5 minutes.
It's going to be landing a couple
little before 6.5 minutes. We're going to have landing burn.
We're going to try and get it all the way down to do a landing burn, where we're going to use those 13 center engines. They're going to ignite. That's what's going to really bleed off all that velocity that it's built up. And it'll eventually, hopefully, transition to 5 engines to kind of fine-tune its path in, and then all the way down to 3 for the remaining bit. All right, we've got a couple of minutes to go until we get there. So booster's going to coast for a little bit. Ship still seeing 6 out of 6 Raptor engines lit. 4 minutes into the flight. Ship's got about 4 minutes left. Getting some killer views. Kate, Nate, how was the view from down there?
It was incredible. I mean, it just shot off the pad, and seeing all the crowd now running back inside to take views on the screen here, it was amazing.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna learn to not stare at the engines, because now I have a bright blob in my vision.
Right.
But now, speaking of vision, we could see both stages there on your screen. Starship's second stage is still firing its engines. You can follow along with that with the GUI down on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Still following the planned flight path as well. Beautiful views of planet Earth there behind the ship.
That's right, and we're actually getting a live shot off the booster right now.
Oh my god, we're probably going to get some live
plume from Starbase.
We're probably going to get live views of the booster.
Off 5 minutes ago.
Give us ground tracking shots, SpaceX, please.
We are there.
Give us
we are
ground
there.
shot.
That is us.
I kind of want to run back outside and wave.
Right. Now, again,
go outside,
this
Kate.
Booster is not planning to come back to the tower or to launch site for this particular launch. We are going to be planning to do an ocean splashdown just off the coast of Starbase. So hoping to still get some amazing views of that.
Well,
pretty awesome to see the Raptor engines there on the left-hand side of your screen. We can actually see the plume there of those center Raptors. Those are the sea level ones, as well as the vacuum Raptors are the 3.
We're just around 30. We're on
radius.
We're around 35 seconds away from that landing burn to start on Starship.
Just like on tower catches, we are going to be doing it.
Just 30 seconds from now away. 13 engine landing burn. Here we go.
See it there. So right now the booster is using their 3 hypersonic grid fins to guide itself through the atmosphere toward its landing site.
Okay, let's see what happens here, everyone.
5 kilometers above the sea right here.
Live views from Super Heavy. Landing burn confirmation.
Just heard the call out for landing burn startup.
Not getting all the engines we wanted. Landing burn has started.
I have a feeling
and it doesn't look like it's going to be making it. Yeah, there it goes.
And another awesome landing for Super Heavy. Congratulations to all the teams here at Starbase and
nope, we're not getting a catch next time.
An amazing, amazing view.
Okay.
Everything continues to go
Okay,
well
so
with ship, as you can see there on your screen.
looks like we did lose Super Heavy Booster 20. So rest in peace. Rest in peace,
Yeah,
Booster
we've got
20.
about a minute left with the ship engines on. Just looking at the booster real quick, it didn't look like we lit all 13 engines that we were planning for that initial landing burn. We were targeting a softer splashdown, and as you saw, it came in with quite a bit of velocity still. So landing velocity did look a little bit high, but really cool to make it all the way back this time to that landing burn. We'll dig in, figure out how to turn on all those engines, and then get to a full landing soon. But all eyes on ship. We are just a little ways away from getting those engines turned off. We expect it to burn about 8 minutes and change.
Start of terminal guidance.
And so hopefully just about 15 minutes to go.
Oh my God, there's a sonic boom.
The sonic boom.
Yeah, we sure did.
Starbase.
That was awesome.
The booster splashdown.
Tell me about Seiko. And there we go, Seiko. There we go. Woo! Second state engine cut off. Ship is in space.
All right, Starship 6 Raptor engines have successfully shut down.
Holy cow.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And there's our call out for nominal orbit insertion.
That was awesome.
We got a ship in space. We've got a booster in the Gulf where we were planning to send it. It's a hell of a start to the day, Kate.
Yeah, it sure is. All of our colleagues here are filing in through the doors. A lot of people wanted to stay outside and hear the boom. And it's pretty great to see a ship in space, and everybody's super excited down here.
That's right. And as guaranteed, it has been an awesome day so far. All this action in just 9 minutes now. And objectives are done for the booster. Just want to quickly flag that that booster did land
they didn't really get
in a clear
anything
zone. We clear those before launch, well ahead, so that we ensure everyone is safe before the launch and after. So we're getting ready now for our in-space objectives.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes until the next milestone. So sit tight and enjoy the space views and, of course, the space jams. We'll be back here at T+14 minutes to deploy our payload, which is 20 of our newest Starlink version 3 satellites. So we'll see you soon.
Okay, let's get them. Okay, everyone, so if you just joined us, we had a successful launch of Flight 13. We're now going to go and bring some replays of launch. Give us one moment. Here. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Yeah. Deluge. Ignition. I'm gonna replay our launch, our coverage real quick.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're getting ready to deploy 20 Starlink version 3 satellites. That will get underway after we open the payload door in just about a minute. Now, for those of you that perhaps missed the previous 14 minutes, this is the second flight of Starship version 3. This is flight 13. It lifted off. It had a beautiful ascent as well as a ship ignition and stage separation. It was literally picture perfect from here at Starbase.
Picture perfect. And then we continued with that booster hot stage separation. Amazing to see some live replays of that. And of course, the booster performing its own boost back and landing.
Yeah, ship continued for about 8 minutes with all 6 of its engines and made it to second engine cutoff, where we heard good orbital insertion, and we've been coasting in space for the last few minutes. Now we're getting ready to deploy our very first real Starlink version 3 satellites. The door will be opening here in just about 6 seconds from now. Now, we won't have the same views as we did on Flight 12 of our payload. We don't have those cameras on board these Starship version 3s. That was a DogeGuy exclusive, but we will be able to see them deploy from the ship.
As Kate said, we should see the door open up really soon if we haven't quite gotten it open already. We've got 20 of these Starlink V3 satellites. Looks like the PEZ door is open. And so, yeah, this is the first time we've got Starlink V3 satellites getting ready to go into space. And I mean, these things are really just kind of crazy upgrades that they're going to bring to the network, where you start talking about just symmetric gigabit speeds through the Starlink network pretty much anywhere on the planet that this is going to unlock. So really exciting. These satellites are only going to be in space for about 20 minutes. Sorry about that. These will only be in space for about 20 minutes. As they're on the same suborbital trajectory as Starship itself. This is essentially just giving us a chance to try and run as many tests as possible, deploy the solar arrays, antennas, whatever we can on these vehicles. We are intentionally being a little scrappy with it. They might be playing some bumper cars once they're out of the door, but we are looking to get these deployed over the next couple of minutes. In the meantime, they're getting ready to also do the Raptor in-space relight. Listening to a little bit of conversation on that, but we are currently tracking to do it. I'll give you some updates if we hear otherwise.
And there you go. You can see our first Starlink V3 getting deployed out of Starship. Huge milestone for the team out here.
Yeah, the crowd is definitely hyped about this. We could see these Starlink V3s continuing to pop out with deployment assisted by the PEZ dispenser. Now, this version of Starship is built to deploy up to 60 of these more advanced Starlink version 3 satellites. Each V3 is designed to offer 1 terabit per second of downlink capacity. Now, let's put that into Falcon 9 terms real quick. A Starship launch with V3 satellites will launch 20 times the capacity into the constellation as a single launch of V2 satellites on Falcon 9. Just incredible.
And anybody that follows Starship, you know that the views that we're being treated to right now, the views we get during those re-entries, that's made possible by Starlink. It's given us just this unprecedented look into Starship as it's flying through space, hurtling through the atmosphere. It's powering the dozens of cameras we have on board. It's giving us real-time data on every system that's telemetered on board that vehicle in real time. We use the exact same constellation to power all of our cameras that we have out in the field here in the Indian Ocean. So really powerful technology for just connecting you no matter where the heck you are on the planet, off the planet. So thank you, Starlink, for letting me watch this stuff as we fly through space. It's pretty awesome. We get about 240 megabits per second of data rate off Starship, which everybody in the spaceflight community knows that's pretty insane when you're usually dealing with single digits on some of the older systems. So gives you a lot of insight, gives you a lot of ability to just rapidly iterate, know what the heck happened when things go wrong. But looks like we're seeing some more satellites get out the door. We do have cameras on some of them. The last couple that are going to go out are going to try and do the heat shield imaging that we attempted last flight. We don't have that camera view that we got on Flight 12 where you kind of see the satellite leaving Starship. Those aren't on the V3 satellites, but we are going to, on the last couple that go out, have some pretty narrow field view cameras that are going to be looking back at Starship, turn on some flashlights. And this is a test of a capability that we're really going to want when we start doing orbital flights, to just add that extra layer of safety, that extra layer of reliability, where we're going to be able to image Starship's heat shield after it's gone through ascent, after it's been in space, before it re-enters. So we're going to try to test that again today. The heat shield imaging, we didn't get a whole lot last time. Ooh, looks like we got some thunderstorms on planet Earth below us. But a couple more satellites to go, it looks like.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome to see our V3s in space. I want to give a shout out to our Starlink colleagues. And we expect payload deploy to run until about 27.5 minutes, so about another 7 minutes here. The Starlink team will be attempting to speedrun these tests, or excuse me, speedrun test these version 3 satellites, where they will attempt to do a few tests, such as extend the new solar arrays and antennas. They're also going to try and connect these V3 satellites with ground stations and turn on the satellite's communication systems. Now, they're only going to have about 20 minutes or so to do all of this, as these satellites only have that long before they demise in the atmosphere or break up due to that friction when they re-enter the atmosphere. So what we learn from today's deployment will help progress and move the program forward, which is super exciting. You could basically say that the payload's payload is data. That's right. We're getting very Inception here. Now, in addition to those tests for Starlink, for the Starlink team, as Dan mentioned, 6 of the satellites have been modified with engineering cameras to help scan Starship's heat shield. That will help inform our analysis of Starship's readiness for future catch returns back here at our launch site. So for those that might be unfamiliar, we are currently capable of catching our super heavy booster, and we've done that a couple of times. We have not yet attempted to catch our second stage or ship, and so that is going to be a very exciting milestone when that day comes.
For sure, and we're building up to it with today's tests. We are still planning to do our water splashdown in the Indian Ocean, so stay tuned for that. That's only about 40 minutes away. But still, in space, we keep on deploying our Starlink satellites. Again, these are our V3 version of our Starlink satellites, a whole host of added capabilities to our version 2 that's currently in orbit.
And this is our team here at Starbase, Texas.
These are all of the team members that have helped build the vehicle, that have built the PES
USA chance, let's go. Today.
Amazing work.
Let's go.
Now, for those of you that have just recently tuned in,
that hot staging
there
view, though,
is a spaceship in your screen, we promise. Right now, the ship is in orbital darkness, so we don't have any available sunlight from the sun to help illuminate the scene.
We're able to get the booster.
See, moving out from that smallly lit space, those are the V3 satellites as they're being deployed.
We're able to do that.
And essentially, the ship is illuminated from the inside, and so we're able to see the light come out through the payload door.
SpaceX's stock is skyrocketing.
Just a really small sliver of light at the top. That's our Pez dispenser. That's how we're both loading our satellites into the rocket and deploying it. It's pretty novel. We've got about 3.5 minutes still left of our payload deploy sequence.
Yep, looks like we've got 16 satellites deployed, so 4 more to go. These last couple will have those cameras, so if you see any sudden bright lights, that'll be flashlights turning on those satellites to try and get some imagery of Starship's heat shield. 17 out the door. 3 more to go, and 18.
There's 20 satellites, I forget. This is the heaviest payload SpaceX has launched. Like, in the history of the company.
We wait for these
heaviest
last
payload
two.
Launch on the space.
We did confirm we are still
this actually may be the heaviest payload launched on a rocket
demonstration
ever.
A little bit later in the flight today, so we will be looking to relight one of those Raptor engines on ship. And that'll be our next major milestone after we get through these final 2 satellites.
Yeah, this may beat the Saturn V with the record of the heaviest payload sent to space.
Just at 25 minutes into our flight, it's crazy to think that we're already screaming at 27,000 kilometers an hour, 200 kilometers above the ocean surface. Amazing.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that lost count, we have deployed almost all of our 20 Starlink satellites. I believe our last count was at 18, so we should be seeing 2 more. And we're very excited to see our version 3 satellites in space. And these are fully these are real satellites. Right. They're not just demonstration sats like we had last time. These are going to basically have a 20-minute lifespan where our Starlink engineering team will attempt to perform a number of tests and really speed run those tests during that time.
Right. And in terms of satellite lifespans, 20 minutes is it's the shortest you could possibly get, but hopefully in that 20-minute time frame we can really try and ink out as many tests as we can.
Oh, flashlight.
It looks like we might have
flashlight.
This might actually be light from one of the Starlink satellites. As we mentioned before, a few of them, 6 of them actually are equipped with flashlights to look back at Starship.
Flashlight.
As we want to image the heat shield and understand the heat shield performance through the ascent phase, as this information is very important for us to know and understand as we prepare for operations that will enable ship to come back to Starbase for landing. For catch, I should say.
Crazy.
Right.
Come on, where's the last 2?
We are about 40 seconds away from that planned payload deployment sequence being complete.
Oh.
Yep. So looks like we've just got those last 2 to go. These ones might be coming out. Oops, they're starting to see motion. Look at that!
There we go. Last 2. Here we go. That's 1. Or is that 2?
19 out the door. 1 more.
Here we go. 1 more. There it is. Number 20. Woo! SpaceX is fully deployed. Their first
location.
Technically operational payload.
Control there as well.
That marks, if I'm not mistaken, our 20th. So our payload deploy sequence is now complete. Starship will now close its payload bay door and continue to coast around Earth to the Indian Ocean.
We're getting a beautiful view of Starship. Look at that.
Major events to come today, including our Raptor relight burn at T+38 minutes 58 seconds,
this is a
followed by atmospheric re-entry, where the heat shield will be put to test, and eventually our splashdown. So with that, we're going to go ahead and go on to another quick coast.
Yeah, so sit tight, enjoy the views, and of course some more space jams, and we will come back here at T+37 minutes for our Raptor engine relight and of course Starship re-entry.
Holy cow. That was awesome. I posted on Twitter, by the way. Our live stream. Yeah, launch from our cameras. Oh my god, bro. We're getting... Dude, look at these views. Don't tell me this isn't cool. Oh my god, you can see the satellites! This is sick as heck. TVC checkouts. Currently going through TVC checkouts. Are we on right now? Oh. So are they doing the in-space relight? Oh my god, the killer fish from San Diego just liked my tweet. So yeah, just around 38. Dude, this is awesome. But we lost the booster though, so I'm sad. I missed booster 20 already. Bro, this is awesome. So what now? Yeah. Let me check when the relight is. One minute. What?
welcome back once again to the Flight 13 webcast. If you're just joining us, our newest version of Starship, which you see there on your screen, successfully deployed 20 Starlink version 3 satellites. And I've got great news to share. Not only were we able to make contact with all 20, but we also made comms over lasers with all of them as well. So that is awesome. Hell yeah, shout out to our Starlink team. We're so thrilled.
Huge milestone. And that's only 3 minutes or 5 minutes after deploying them? I mean, that's crazy.
Amazing. And right now, we are expecting a relight of a single Raptor engine, and that's going to be coming up in just over a minute and a half from now.
That's right. We are going to be lighting one of our sea-level Raptor engines, and this is essentially just a demonstration that you can relight an engine after it's already done its ascent burn. And this is going to be really important when we do maneuvers for orbital missions, whether we're relighting to go into orbit, or if you're already in orbit and you're getting ready to do a deorbit burn. We did hear our Raptor team is go for the engine relight, so not going to be skipping it on this one. So we should see that coming up in just about 45 seconds from now. Again, this is not a deorbit burn for this ship. We are on a suborbital trajectory, so this Starship is coming back over the Indian Ocean no matter what. But this is going to be a pretty critical test for what we'll eventually need to do when we do orbital missions. When you got to relight those engines, do a burn to get yourself out of orbit. One thing that is unique on this one is we're going to be lighting it for a little bit longer of a time. We're expecting this burn to be up to about 14 seconds. And we've only done about 3 seconds previously. And so that should be coming up within the next couple of seconds. Let's stand by.
Relight demo startup.
You see relight there on your screen.
Wow.
And confirmation over the net. Relight shutdown. The burn has ended. Congrats to the team on this milestone. I mean, it's crazy to see how we can maneuver in space, and just another icing on the cake for today's mission. So we're going to be taking another quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes before re-entry, which is targeted for about T plus 47 minutes. So we'll see you soon.
Vehicle and entry prep.
Starship is starting entry. Good attitude for entry.
Welcome back once again to Starship Flight 13, the second test flight of Starship version 3. As you can see by these pretty cool views on your screen, the ship is currently re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. Now, we probably have some first-time viewers tuning in today, so let's talk about this phase.
Right, so re-entry, it's a critical phase of flight, and we need information on how the ship's systems perform. So re-entry, you can see that speed in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. We have to scrub all of that speed down so that way we can safely land. It's a lot of energy to be able to scrub down, and it's all the energy that we just used to launch the rocket as well. So Starlink will also help us gather as much data as possible, which is really the main reason why we do these flight tests, is to see how the ship performs in space and evaluate how it works. Starlink provides us with one more path to collect data to help us rapidly iterate Starship's design.
Yeah, exactly. And if the ship manages to again make it all the way through re-entry, we'll collect valuable data on the spacecraft flying through the Earth's atmosphere, and it's doing so at hypersonic speeds, or more than 5 times the speed of sound. Re-entry is typically a portion of flight where we don't have communications with spacecraft because it's re-entering at or around orbital velocity, which is roughly 8 kilometers per second or about 5 miles per second. So at those speeds, the spacecraft is moving through the atmosphere so fast that it creates a plasma field around the vehicle.
That blanket of plasma distorts communication frequencies, so it's not uncommon to experience brief blackouts in communication. Starship is designed to land on Mars, where there are no runways or other humans to help out, which is exactly why we're testing this landing procedure that we're doing today. And we're doing these propulsive landings instead of more traditional means like parachutes, because propulsive landing...
control of the vehicle.
You heard that call out, flaps do have control of the vehicle. You can actually see one view, your screen moving around. That's actually a camera affixed to the flap. So as I was saying, we're testing these, doing these landings instead of more traditional means, so that way propulsive landing, we can enable more rapid reusability.
Yeah. Now, we did just hear that call out. We should continue to hear some call outs as the ship makes its way back to Earth. Now, when we hear something called entry max heating, as well as entry max Q, that means that the ship has made it through the maximum heating and aerodynamic loads that it experiences as it returns. So, safe to say that if it makes it through those specific points, we're doing pretty well.
That's right. So we'll continue to hear multiple callouts as we go through this phase. One of those callouts will be that the ship is transonic. We'll also hear another one when it's subsonic. Transonic will be referring to the period of flight where velocities of airflow surrounding and flowing past the vehicle are concurrently below, at, and above the speed of sound, so somewhere in the range of Mach 0.8 to 1.2. For reference, commercial jets have a range of cruising speeds, but most fly at roughly Mach 0.74, 0.85. Just for reference, that's between 480 miles per hour to 575 miles per hour, or 770 to 930 kilometers an hour. And subsonic, another call out that you'll hear later on in the stream, subsonic will refer to speeds that are much less than the speed of sound. So at this point in flight, the ship's velocity will be slowing down drastically. So with re-entry well underway, we'll take another break. and return just before the ship's landing burn, targeted for T plus 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Starship is leaving the peak heating phase of entry. External temperatures are coming down. Starship is at maximum entry dynamic pressure.
All right. Just here to say welcome back, everyone, to the live launch coverage of Starship Flight 13 here.
Hello, now?
Hold on. I'll introduce you. We're currently a couple of minutes out from the landing here. And here to join me for that is CAD.
Hello, everybody. It is great to be back here for we're currently a little over an hour into the flight. We're around three-ish minutes away from landing. Holy cow, 3-ish minutes.
Yeah, we're close. 30 kilometers.
Yeah, we are getting close here. If you're just wondering, I'm currently editing a video as well, everyone. Just for everyone who is wondering.
Interesting. I'm very eager to know what kind of video.
Very. Tell me if you're on the landing, though.
Swoosh maneuver.
Oh my goodness, they call it the swoosh maneuver. That's awesome. Whoa!
Great.
Whoa, wait, that looks more intense than holy cow. That looks more intense than last
Here we go, y'all.
Welcome back one last time to Starship Flight 13, the second flight
Landing
of Starship version 3.
1 hour and
as you can see on your screen
minutes.
with crisp views from Starlink, the ship is currently re-entering the Earth's atmosphere over the Indian Ocean. And really for the last several minutes, we had some amazing Technicolor views. It really looked like it was made out of starlight.
Wow. Uh-oh. What's
now, we
that
did hear on the nets just moments ago that we made it through max heating and max dynamic pressure, meaning that the vehicle temperature and speeds and pressure are all coming down. And we can see that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen as that speed continues to decelerate. We're coming up to the ship landing burn.
12 kilometers.
One of pretty much everybody's favorite part of Starship test flight days. And that's going to be coming up here in just about a minute or so.
10 kilometers.
Yeah, just about a minute away. We're going to try
a minute and 52. Sorry, an hour and
this burn. We'll light 3.
Goodness, I cannot speak right.
An hour and 4 minutes into the flight.
An hour and 4 minutes, a minute away from splashdown of Starship.
Hopefully execute nice splashdown. We'll see if we've got our buoys and drones in range with the recovery team.
7 kilometers.
Standing by to try and get some additional views.
Oh, we're getting
Starship's
real close now.
Which from
Let me start the camera
initial look,
behind the scenes.
It did pretty well on the flight uphill, but we'll continue to
There's the ocean.
visual data as
here we go.
We didn't do any real stress tests or anything on this flight. We did do, you heard our landing Larsh flight controller call out. We were doing the swoosh maneuver. This is kind of the final maneuver that we plan to have Starships returning to Starbase do, that will essentially hook them out over the Gulf before coming in and over Tower 2. But
here we go.
All right, here we go.
10 seconds.
Look for 3 Raptors.
10 seconds away from landing burn of Starship.
Flip.
Ship 40.
Let's see if we can get this.
Here it comes.
Landing burn in a couple of seconds. It could be a little delayed. There we go. Landing burn. We have ignited 3 engines. There's a beautiful sound. There we go. Flip has started. Now shutting down the 2 engines. Sonic boom and down to a single engine here in a couple seconds.
Down to
1 engine and shut down.
And we're in
and
Oh
my God, it's intact!
And it's a soft splashdown in the water.
Splashdown! It's on fire a little, but it could probably extinguish itself.
That is
the first time Starship has had a soft splashdown in the Indian Ocean.
Our recovery team.
Congratulations! Oh my God, it's on fire. That's
huge
funny.
Milestone.
Marshmallows, anyone? Marshmallows.
Have the vehicle stay afloat.
Let's get our marshmallows out, everyone. Oh my God, it's like a boat now.
It's a crowd here at Starbase, Texas.
Holy cow!
Everyone's
no way.
We never really
perfectly
get to see Starship.
This is better than Ship 30. Holy cow!
So we're certainly enjoying these extended
They can tow it back. They can tow it back.
We're really pumped about this.
Advertising the merch.
They could repair that.
Tyler, how is Hawthorne
No.
They should.
That leaks.
Hey, Kate, we are so excited about another successful Starship test flight and those gorgeous Starlink views that we had. And we can also confirm that we managed to make contact with all 20 of those V3 sats. So it's a massive day for us.
I was waiting for it to blow
congratulations
up.
to everyone at the team at Starbase, Starlink, everyone here and around the company who's contributed to the Starship program as we make progress again towards a multiplanetary
when I'm done with it? It's
future.
just like,
Thank
give
you,
me one
everyone.
minute.
That's goodbye.
If it's possible.
You guys at Starbase.
I need to get
Tyler.
I'm just getting
Now,
splashdown
for
footage
anyone
from
who
something. I'm
perhaps
just waiting for it to
missed
download. Give
the
me 1 minute.
action, I suggest that you rewind the clock. Wow, look
Okay,
at that
it
view
downloaded.
of the Starship heat shield tiles. You can really see how the atmospheric re-entry,
I can't swear.
how it disperses
Holy
the heat
crap.
around
not sorry.
the edge
Like,
of the vehicle.
you know what
I don't
I
think
mean.
we've seen quite that
Holy
close
crap.
before.
Never. And honestly, however short-lived that ship standing, bobbing in the water is, that is insane data for our team. It's unbelievable that we were able to keep that ship afloat. Now, we promised maximum excitement, and Starship V3 delivered. Congratulations
working on it, everyone.
to
Give me a
all of our
minute. Give me a
teammates
minute.
at
I'm trying my
SpaceX
best.
and to everyone
Won't
who
take long to
supported the
export.
Starship program. And thank you to all of our future customers for your support.
Yeah, as you could tell, the crowd really enjoyed that Nemo cam for a moment. We'd also like to thank the fine people of Cameron County, as well as the Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the government of Mexico.
The amazing views do not end, so be sure to follow SpaceX on X for updates and more of these exciting shots that we didn't get to feature on today's broadcast.
And to get an inside real-time look at the teams bringing this incredible rocket to life, check out the latest episode of our documentary series, Starship. And of course, thanks to all of you for tuning in. And we're going to head back up to Dan for some additional thoughts.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind right now. We are still getting views from on board the ship with it in the water. We had tried in the past to do these splashdowns as softly as possible. We experimented with rolls. This is the first time we've put an intact Starship in the water. This is a dream scenario for the team that's trying to get this heat shield data. Normally you're working with a slightly charged Starship in the water. And now we have
He is going to be pissed.
So the recovery team is moving in with their drones, and that we are still getting views from Starship. It is sending these via Starlink from the other side of the world while it is floating in the water after flying through space. Like, this is just completely surreal right now. This is just a mountain of data that we're going to get back. This is going to be so critical for refining the heat shield, everything else. And the really good news is all of these views that we're seeing, you're looking at a pretty intact looking heat shield, which, as a reminder, we were flying at a significantly hher dynamic pressure, so putting way more stress on this vehicle on the way uphill. and it's sitting there in the water, and I mean, look at it. So I'm a little bit over the moon on this. I know a lot of our team is just fascinated in the control room behind me. I mean, everybody is psyched. Everyone's gathered around their computers looking at these close-ups that we're getting of these heat shield tiles. 18,000 of them. I mean, you can probably count the ones that are missing right now on one hand. Like, this is just absolutely incredible. And the fact that, like, the cameras on board the ship are still sending back video is just a little bit surreal. So, wow. Lucky number 13. Hell of a flight for Starship. Get it all the way there in the water. Really great day for version 3. So, whew. All right. As Kate and Nate said, we're going to keep releasing more of this. Stay tuned. We've got some really cool stuff from some of the onboards that we caught, so keep following us on X at SpaceX. Whole bunch more cool imagery from launch from the flight that's going to be coming out soon. Yeah, let's just close on that. I mean, look at Starship in the Indian Ocean. That's fantastic. We'll see you all back here for the next flight test of Starship version 3. With that, we'll say goodbye.
All right. They're ending their stream.
Okay, I'm exporting.
Okay, y'all. Just hold on here. We're going to get the recap. And with that, ending our coverage.
It's gonna take like 10 seconds.
Will that be the outro?
Yes, of course. Yes, come on.
Just send it.
Okay, sent. It's sending.
Where?
Eliminates, upload, and DMs.
Just stand by here, y'all.
There it is.
In the meantime, any thoughts on today's flight, Cat?
I think it's awesome. Like, that was just amazing. That was an amazing flight. Congratulations to the entire SpaceX team on that. Just absolutely incredible. Excitement was definitely guaranteed. So,
Indeed.
yeah, tell me when you're ready. And when you're ready to end it.
All right, just give me a second here.
Yeah, but I'd like to thank the viewers for joining us for today's coverage as well. Just thank you so much for all the support. We'd like to thank also the TSDG Starbase team for helping us with today's launch of Flight 13 of Starship. Without them, we wouldn't have gotten those incredible views during launch. So, yeah, we're going to probably just end it here. So, yeah, you have any last words?
It's lagging completely. Nothing's opening.
You're kidding me.
I'm gonna do it this way. Hold on.
Give us a second one.
There it is. All right. I'm just gonna say it was a great launch. Absolutely amazing to see the flight. And
yeah, definitely.
We'll see you guys for another stream.
Yeah. And so with that, we're going to end the coverage. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you, and good night.
Chamber pressure's nominal.
All 5 engines. into the Indian Ocean, down to 1.